AskReddit by Radiant Search 7441. What is not as fun as it would seem to be? Game testing. You don't need to game test if you just release early. Your manager will be proud since it's pushed early. Let the players be the guinea pigs and just patch accordingly. Tap forward. Traveling for work. Always thought it would be fun to see the world on someone else's dime. The novelty wears off very quickly. It's exhausting. You never get as much downtime as you think, or have as much energy to do things as you think, and after a while you start to really miss home cooked food, your own bed, etc. I used to travel to Hawaii for work often. Everyone would say how lucky I was, and even my wife would get mad that I was having fun in Hawaii while she was home. Here's the thing. A conference room in Hawaii is the same as a conference room in Iowa. The better view just makes you sad you can't enjoy your time there. I generally preferred the trips to Middle America after a while just because they were closer, and every Marriott starts to look the same anyway. Removed. My brother did it once. He said you basically have to stand there all day in the cold to have a spot. All to stand in a giant crowd and count backwards from 10 at midnight. And he said after midnight everyone leaves within minutes. Best description I ever heard of. A holiday that's interesting for exactly 10 seconds. I worked a manual, not explosive, demolition job. Gotta be fun tearing things down, right? It was brutally hard work, and hard on the body. I meet a heap of blasting guys through work. They all love their job. As they say, I get to blow up mountainsides, and people give me money for it. Touring. Either as a band or another kind of artist. So much boring downtime, so much driving, eating like shit, not being able to shower or use the bathroom when you want, loading heavy ass gear in and out, up and down stairs. Touring is the reason so many artists develop addictions. Being fucked up lets you be content with doing nothing and having tons of downtime. I have a decent amount of experience with touring and touring musicians. On top of all the things mentioned above, probably 80-90% of touring artists and making money and have to supplement with jobs between touring. Turns out jobs don't like you taking months off to live your dream, so many of these people end up between jobs a lot. There's nothing that beats the feeling of playing for a crowd who's hanging on your every note, but it's an absolute struggle to get up there for your 30 minutes of feeling like a rock star. Not to say there's not great times on tour either. I've made lifelong friends driving from basement to basement, but those days are still long and hard to get there. Deleted. That damn faucet jammed into your back. Driving 18-wheelers or operating heavy equipment. It's awesome at first and stays awesome for a while, but then it becomes the most bland thing on earth. Day in day out it ruins the charm. I run equipment, it's great until shit breaks and you're chasing hydraulic leaks in -40 in a puddle of hydraulic oil and melted snow. Having a job where you don't really do much. Fulfillment is important. I think this depends. The issue isn't that the job is boring or you're unfulfilled. The issue is you spend all your mental power and creativity trying to find ways to appear busy. If you got your work done and your boss didn't care what you did with your downtime, it's pretty awesome. Working in the entertainment industry. Everyone thinks it's about having fun. In reality, it's about making sure other people have fun. Living in what was once your dream country. I loved Tokyo when I visited, but now I've lived here for years and I'm over it. I feel it would be the same anywhere though. Also, studying what you enjoyed as a hobby. When I had to do illustration at university, the lack of interesting briefs really made it dry. Or living in the Caribbean. Yeah, great views every day, but dang, there's not much to do on a little island. And it cost a lot to fly off it and go see family. Also hurricanes. They can ruin your stuff. The food where I lived was 10x stateside prices. And people always say but it's paradise. No, not really. It's just another place. I'm glad I did it though, but I should have left after 2 years instead of 8. The work hard play hard mentality. You work a ton and have a ton of money, but you're too tired to go anywhere to spend any of it. And the days off you do get is spent doing chores and catching up on sleep. Then people bother you with what did you do during a weekend. People used to always tell me, oh, it must be so fun to work at Spirit Halloween. It was not. Really. I love it. I'm saying this as I'm currently in Vegas, but slots, at least the modern ones, I don't particularly see the appeal of them. Maybe it would have been different if it were the original coin operated ones. I could see myself getting addicted to those. But I just feel weird inserting $20 bills and watching them vanish. It just puts me on edge. I miss the pull of the handle, and the sound of coins getting spit out when you'd win some small victory. Years ago, a buddy and I were driving to CO for a wedding and stopped in for a semi-quick rest stop and hit a casino for an hour. I've never seen him so delighted as when he ran up with a buck full of nickels. It was only like $50, but having several pounds of coins just made it all the more fun. Owning pet ferrets. Here in the UK at least, where decenting them is illegal. They're so cute, but oh man, it's not worth it. Yeah, they stink. Autofellatio. Feels more like sucking a cock than getting your cock sucked. Also tends to hurt your back. Ouroboros. Working at a movie theater, I think I could rival the swamps of Dagobah story if I was good at telling stories. It was horrible, and something I'll remember till I die. I am interested in reading this. Movie theaters involve popcorn, other food, and what? What could have happened? I can see disagreements with people, but how bad could it be? Please write it out. Sex on the beach. The deed, not the drink. There are some places where sand does not belong. Can I interest you in the mudflaps? Going to Disneyland and Universal Studios, I spend most of the time waiting in extremely long queues, many 30-45 minutes wait, to go onto the rides or avoiding rides because of their extremely long queues. Everything was also very expensive. You'll either hate me or love this. I'm from Australia, went to Universal Studios in about 2009 for a company team reward exercise. They rented out the whole place. At night time. Rides, food, the works. Less than 600 of us. All tech sales engineers. It was amazing. I live near the theme parks on the Gold Coast in Australia. I only take my kids on quiet school days. Daddy doesn't do queues. Shower sex. Beach sex. Engaging with local politics. Democratic society should be building youngsters up to enjoy and even anticipate the act of expressing their First Amendment rights, speaking out up in town halls, demonstrating against injustice, etc. Instead, we do none of those things, and day by day those liberties evaporate. Yeah, I can't stand a lot of local government type PPL. Like PTA leaders. Indoor skydiving. It's kinda fun for a minute, but yeah, not that great. Especially for how expensive it is. Deleted. Some people love adrenaline, and then there are people like me, who hates it. When you're 13 dreaming of being an adult for freedom, then it sucks as 10x more. I love being an adult way more than being a kid. Staying up all night. As a kid you just want to do this all the time. In high school I did a few all-night D&D sessions. It was fun at first, but by 6 AM you're just freaking tired as hell. I did an all-nighter Magic tournament back when I still played years ago. I had work the next day. Good god, what an exhausting day. After lunch I barely remember anything other than the feeling that my shift just wouldn't end. I had been up for at least 36 hours. I went to bed at 4 PM and didn't wake up till noon the next day. Staying up is fun, but sleep is always nice as well. Having too many one-night stands. It gets unfulfilling after a while. I would imagine they would start filling up your bedroom and you would just start stubbing your toes on them all the time.